the majority of my podcasts were cancelled.
Yep.
The capitalist. You know the word. Podpocalypse.
The podcast Copcalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is.
Oh, we can feel it a bit sorry for you.
Yeah.
For about 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
That's much.
Revenge will be sweet. But actually,
I try to be nice here.
I have thought about this during these 2 years. I still have not found a game that is as fun to play with someone else as the first one we played.
Yeah.
We have a problem here.
So you begin at the top and everything has gone
Apparently.
down.
Yeah. Without knowing it.
Yeah.
Of course, I knew the creator. I played the earlier game, and I thought I liked it, but didn't know it was going to be that good. The follow up, and the thing that it was like only 2-player could be dangerous, but I think they pulled it off.
You could actually not play that game alone. It's technically impossible.
The game stopped you.
Yeah.
Even if you had, I think even if you had no, never mind.
If you had 2 controls, it's almost impossible because in some scenes you had to catch the other one.
Yeah.
In split seconds, and move sticks and everything. You have to be really good, and you have to be. It was split in different scenes. Sometimes you really have to go back and check that. And if you want to play a co-op game, that's the game.
Yeah.
Because that was really bad. You have to do things simultaneously, so you have to be really damn good if you're going to play that alone.
So that is the challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Try.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, to be fair, look up YouTube. You're probably gonna find someone who already did it.
Yeah, but you should enjoy the story because I think it's really good. Most of it.
No, I really
Some
enjoyed
things are a bit dragged out, but yeah, one scene I remember is when you're supposed to go back to back up a shaft of air shaft.
Yeah.
And you have to move the legs synchronous.
You got to time your movement so you move at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. You if you missed 2 times in a row, I think it's failed.
Yeah. Then
you can miss
down.
one, then the other one can synchronize. But if you do it 2 times before the other one, boom.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and that that air shaft was really long.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And it's also awesome because in the game you think of, okay, I'm just gonna climb up and when I'm top, we're done.
Yeah.
And then it ends up, no, you're not done. The story tells you, no, you're not supposed to go here now. Yeah. So you don't get the satisfaction of, I did it, even though you did do it. It's still like, no, but don't do this to me.
Do you remember the second time? This is kind of in spoiler territory. There's no end spoiler territory. But you remember when he came there for the second time? We just, no, not again.
Yeah. Well, now we know what to look out for.
Yeah.
And good enough, we're slightly better at the game the second time around.
I hope so.
It went better than the first time.
I still have to say that for a small game like that, because that is considered a small game in my opinion.
Yeah.
That game, it has really good water physics. Out of nowhere, I just take water physics. Because at that time, one of my favorite YouTube channels, PlayStation Access, Rob there talk about water physics all the time, and I just, he has to see this.
Yeah.
I remember that he has to see this.
Yeah, I think we even said that in the playthrough. Like, we need to send this video to Rob Pearson.
Yeah.
And let him see it, because
the water physics are amazing in a small game like that.
Yeah.
Backed up by EA also, everybody's favorite company to hate.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have a challenge here, and we can say so that if it's possible to try to do these things you have talked about, you can be damn sure that there are people who wants to try to play that game alone.
I want to see someone go up that air shaft alone.
Mm-hmm. Have you learned anything about human beings that they will always try if they are possible to try?
Some weirdos out there has apparently played Dark Souls, the whole trilogy, on what was the name? Not Rock Band, Guitar Hero. Those old controllers, guitars, on a Guitar Hero controller, and finish the games.
Okay.
Just because you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can try, somebody will try.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, why not?
And sadly, VR has been a little bit lacking on my channel, but I think that's coming back.
Probably.
Yeah, because there are a lot of amazing VR titles out there at the moment. It's coming more. The market is getting bigger, and bigger. Or something like that. So that will come. Yeah, it has been a little bit slow. Everybody needs a break.
We can call this the Corona vacation.
Exactly, but
For you, at least.
funny enough, streaming videos, YouTube, and games sell, digital games, are through the roof right now.
Of course, people have just time.
Exactly, they have spare time.
Oh.
Well, most
Most
countries.
people have a lot of time. I'm
Yeah.
one of few who doing things as their business as usual in my work.
And I need to know, I need to both cancel these two. I will add that. I actually still thinking about an idea we had a long time ago. I still want to see you play a video game in VR.
It could happen.
I'm actually thinking of letting you play Resident Evil 7 in VR.
Okay.
You're so nice, aren't you?
I played exactly 5 minutes. 4.5 of them was me standing outside the house you were supposed to go in and said F no.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think that's still on the channel. I went into the house and in the kitchen I just no.
Okay.
Well, I actually played another horror game, but that's another story. And I got I always manage in games where you can choose your path, where you can affect it. Always choose the worst possible scenario.
I don't think there are a scenario who scares me off.
I think this will. This
You
game
have
is
absolutely
horrible.
no idea.
This game is horrible.
Right. Well, we're there. You got our challenge. All right.
Exactly.
The challenge is set.
Yeah,
Challenge is set.
I will put a reasonable length into the game that is possible to do in like one sitting. That is reasonable, and put you through that. I actually
no
think
problem.
I know where I want to quit it.
I'm on.
That would be amazing.
I'm on.
With
No
a VR,
problem at all.
with a VR headset and motion controls.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem.
and I hope we have a doctor.
Might be necessary. Might be needed.
No.
Yeah,
Doctor.
he's old after all.
Doctor. We don't need any doctor. He will be employed as. We need nothing. Or an undertaker.
Yeah,
Could
exactly.
be the other way.
Because I have done my part of playing a horror game that was one name Inpatient. We're in a mental hospital. We wake up.
I have seen that.
Yeah, I jumped at the time, so like 1 meter up in the air, landed on
I
the
fall
edge,
asleep.
landed on the edge of the chair, and almost fell down, live on
Okay.
air.
You must be real
I hate
easy to scare off.
I hate horror games. I love horror movies, but I hate horror games. I can't even play The Last of Us. And Danny knows
Yeah.
that that's not a horror game.
The most
Well,
horror game.
it-
The most
it is-
horror games I have seen has been so boring that I fell asleep.
Oh my god, I need to do a horror game. I need to
I
make,
mean, it like Last of Us is a little bit of a horror game, but
Yeah.
at the most it's like a survival. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm usually like you. I can't stand horror games or horror movies for that matter. But maybe it's just because the story and the play is so good, I can actually withstand that game.
yeah, the story is amazing. I have seen playthroughs.
Yeah.
One
Which
of-
is one of the reasons I really look forward to having some. Like I don't have extra time, but Last of Us Part 2 almost
When it
almost at it. Yeah, it's delayed now again, second time. So we don't know what's
So
coming.
Daniel, you're a little bit in the game here. You have seen a lot of delays, I guess. You have followed that a little bit. You have seen delay. A lot of things getting delayed. In my opinion, for the sake of God, delay the next console also, because otherwise we will end up with a console without the games.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to happen. I mean, there's no one to be able to work on the console now anyway.
Yeah.
Or okay, they can work from home.
But they
yeah.
have said, they have discussed what we should put out. They are not putting out as many consoles, so there will be a shortage.
Right.
Is that really the way you want to go? No games and a shortage of consoles.
Well, that's how you jack up the prices.
Yeah, that's
I
what they
guess.
did, in my opinion, with the PlayStation 4. In my opinion, didn't have that many release titles,
No.
and it was not backwards compatible. You couldn't play the last.
No, that was a weird weakness, I would say.
Yeah, that you can't combine no games and you can't play the previous games. You can't combine that.
Yeah.
It's obviously a problem.
Yeah, that you can't. What are you going to sell for it then? Like, what are you going to do on it?
No, you don't have anything to sell.
But you can't make
In that-
Microsoft mistake either. Only online and only with Kinect.
That's not good.
No.
No.
What about those people that actually doesn't have a stable internet connection? That is possible.
In the most of the world, it's more than possible. It's everyday life.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Sweden, most people are connected here. Even my grandma, goddamn it, has.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
yeah. I taught her actually. Oh, big mistake. But that's another thing. Yeah, everyone
You say-
here, but in other countries and people in like living in nowhere, and some people just don't have it for different reasons.
As a stable internet and fast internet
Yeah.
needs infrastructure, and of course, infrastructure costs money, and
Yeah.
you must have a rich state who actually spend money on that.
And now comes my punchline. Why maybe they should delay it? Does anyone actually have money to spend for this Christmas after this?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big question. Does anyone actually have about $500? That's an estimate to cough up for a new console after this crisis. Does anyone actually have that?
Absolutely more specific. Anyone that would be interested
Yeah.
in to buy a gaming console. I don't think
Do they
many of
actually
the
have-
billionaires of the world
500
would be interested in buying one, and they probably could
For
afford it. but yeah.
$500.
And that's without games. Then you add £60 or dollars per game, if there is any games. I must add, they are going to release something. I know it. They will have some games, but still $60 per game. And then with the estimate right now that a console will cost $500 for the console. And if you count like a family, $500 console plus a $60 another hand controller, plus at least one game after this corona crisis. Really? Is any family going to be able to cough that up?
I have a possible one. A colleague at my work, he is gaming fanatics.
Yeah.
It's possible, but I have not done it if I am
Yeah, but you
threatening
know-
with guns.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like in some businesses, at least, those who work in restaurants, those who are working in some really like those
No,
guys won't have any money.
No.
Or
That
we-
depends on if what's
Yeah.
happening, of course.
Yeah.
But
But in worst case
as we
scenario,
know today,
who are going to buy the console?
the market will be more limited than usual. But it depends on how many they are
Exactly.
interesting to sell. If there are a couple of thousand,
We're talking
Probably
millions.
yes.
We're talking millions. We're talking 5 millions.
are they interesting to say millions? They are probably in a big trouble. Yes.
Yeah, because like, well, I mostly like criticize this, but USA is one of the biggest markets, and if this continues the way it does now, who there is going to buy it?
The income difference in US are bigger than in Europe. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So
And
any
gamers-
economic crisis will have a greater impact in US than in Europe.
Yeah, and the gamers aren't stereotypical. They're rich guys.
No.
So like,
Social economic gamers are middle class around that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's going to be a problem. But yeah, let's hope for The Last of Us 2 this fall. Now they have time to polish it. They actually did you see the reason, Daniel? They're actually done with the game technically.
Okay.
The problem is they want to distribute it at the same time in the whole world.
Yeah,
So-
I read that interview with the creative director, I believe he is, Neil Druckmann.
That's what the choice. But Final Fantasy VII, actually, another game that was recently, they didn't care about that. They were just shipping it.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about what is important to you. And they felt like, okay, so we can ship it to, say, US now, and then Japan gets it in a month, or maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
And they didn't feel that was nice, because it's such a massive game. So many people wanted to play it, that it's not fair to let these people play, and it's like, oh, this is amazing game, and the rest of the world is like, oh, I haven't played it yet.
And the thing, every streamer will like punch it out there, and they will have an unfair advantage in that case. But they have an advantage, but still.
Yeah.
And
So
some,
I kind of like that they say, like,
so they
we're
have
not going to
actually
release
said
it
in
yet.
one way, we will polish it even more.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And that's always positive. I admire companies that actually, even if it's not a crisis, says we want to polish it some more.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is actually famous for doing that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
They've done
and
it.
it happened at first, they did give a release date for part 2, because they said, we don't want to rush into an end date, because they did that during the first game, and it got a little bit hectic at the end. And then they felt like, yeah, we can now put it out, like, we're ready, and they gave us a date, and it was like, yeah, we're going to give it out, I think they said December. And then it's like, no, we're going to need more time. We're going to move it back to February. And then this happened. It's like, okay, we're going to before this happened, we're going to move it back to May. And now it's like, we're going to release it sometime.
I remember last fall when they were saying that Watch Dogs Legion, The Last of Us 2, and Final Fantasy VII was coming out in March.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the sickest, like, that market is going to eat itself up. Those are really big games for Andreas. He's not a big gamer, but those are really, really big things bought by millions.
Yeah.
It looked like a huge mistake.
Yeah, they're gonna eat the market up like really bad. And apparently no one of them released at the release window.
Yeah.
Or Final Fantasy was the closest one.
Yeah, I mean, Watch Dogs still not out, right?
No, they have still not even even a date for it.
Right. Well, neither does Last of Us Part 2 now, so...
But that's a perfect game to release now in the one way.
Yeah,
At least people have time to gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
A world
release-
to
what about
lost in.
releasing? They should have pushed Cyberpunk, another game, an open world big game, like a 100-hour game. Now people have all the time to play those games.
Yeah, but see, it's perfect time for releasing games. I mean, everybody is laid off or laid off with payment and all different things. They have time, all time in the world.
Exactly, like but
Just poor people like me have to work.
so apparently there is a God. After all, in a one way, because he's getting punished.
Ah, you see, keep me busy.
Exactly. That's the original plan.
Yeah, I mean,
Finally.
somebody has to take care of all your poor people when you don't have going in any wall to get in.
I can't get fired.
No,
Exactly.
no. But
That's
you
one
are
way of seeing
lucky.
it.
Yeah.
You are lucky then.
Yeah, I kind of run this thing myself.
We will probably drown in people.
Yeah, so I'm in one way self-employed, kind of.
Oh.
This was actually one of the reasons why I started. Also, I wanted
It's
to do
therefore I don't get any money for him.
Slave doesn't get money. But yeah, like this will be a strange fall and summer, in my opinion, for gaming.
Yeah.
Because digital games sells like never before. Streaming is up. I don't even want to count on it in percents. But nothing new big releases almost.
Or at least very few.
Yeah, really a few. But indie games, they should release like crazy right now.
You see, Oscar, the first scenario here is that we still have the audience or the customers for the games,
Yeah.
but we have production problems.
Yeah.
They cannot be in work. When they can be in the work, the customers are also in the work.
Yeah. Moment
There you are.
22.
Yes, catch 22.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Oh yeah. That's a problem.
Mm.
What are we gonna do about that? Can't we just release the gaming people back to work and others can stay home? Gaming is a important part of the society and should be counted as.
You think so? So
I think people will die of boredom.
we should classify gaming as an work and psychological necessity.
Yes. We should count it as a thing in the society that is necessary to keep alive.
If you dare to release that suggestion to the minister, I will be happy to support it.
Yeah, I will. I will send them an email. I will send an email to those guys.
Send an email to the Swedish government. We need gaming for a working social necessity.
The gaming, but we don't call home the gaming studios here. We can still run them. We don't have a problem with that.
No. We're
No,
pretty
so
much the only country in the world
yeah, because
that is still
a lot
kind
of
of open.
YouTubers, like those companies that do YouTube,
Yeah.
are having video chats right now instead of meeting.
Yep.
That could work, but the gaming comes to do games. That's necessary for society.
So come to Sweden and release.
Yeah, that's necessary for society, I think. How will we manage without The Last of Us 2?
We can probably survive long enough.
I have.
Damn it.
Probably.
I have survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just ignorance. But you will be a gamer, don't worry. It's never too late. We have people that goes to DreamHack. This is a fun fact. We actually have the first senior tournament for Counter-Strike.
And they are
World
older
Cup.
than me.
Yeah, they're in the 70s. The World Cup of the oldies in Counter-Strike, I think that was the first ever, was on DreamHack this last winter now.
I love it.
Yeah, and they're planning to go on with it, if I'm not mistaken.
So they were there for gaming.
Yeah.
I thought they have escaped from the home.
Yeah, they were
Maybe
there for,
both?
Yeah.
I see.
They-
They tripped from the home to
And they got
gaming.
they got people from other countries to show up.
Oh.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
An elderly party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be impossible now.
It would be impossible.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, game on. That's what I'm saying. You're never too old to game. You're never too old to start with gaming.
No.
And gaming is not only bad for your mental health and everything. Maybe it is if you only game and never go out. That could be good and bad. I know some people that actually has this as a way of communicating with people because they can't go out for different reasons. Gaming is good in that way. So
It has been good for you.
yeah.
We can at least say it was.
I met a lot of weird people from different countries through gaming. I think they can manage with me calling them weird.
You know, the game is reason why you're still on release. And not behind bars.
No. Oh yeah, oh boo. That was the worst. No payment.
We can say it's not true, but
Yeah.
we can wish it was.
Oh, you're a sick
Oh,
man. You're getting out of control. We really need to put you through that game now.
Yeah, I'm still around for it. So
We
everybody else here that I have not rejected in any form.
Yeah, you will scream. I will have to put the mic off when you play.
No,
Why, though?
no. I don't think you should do it.
Yeah, they will hear your screams.
I don't think
That would be
they
part of
hear
the
any
fun, won't it?
screams.
Yeah.
I hear they.
No, you're playing it. No cheating.
Yes, I will play.
Uh,
Everybody here is now. I will play,
yeah, that will be amazing.
and
And me and Daniel will try to find a game as good as A Way Out
Yeah.
for co-op. So Josef
Yeah,
Fares,
you can
where are you? Release another game. Come
oops,
on.
you don't have any Game Boys.
What is the name of the studio now again?
Don't know that, sadly.
Yeah, that's Swedish studios.
Yeah. I mean, we can always try to play their previous title.
Oh.
See how good that is.
Yeah, but
I've never played that
is
to
supposed to be
people.
played 2 persons at the same controller.
Is it?
That's a problem.
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Oh, that was why I managed to solo play the entire game.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
And here the gaming idea fall apart.
For now, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
exactly. Like we will get back to some kind of game.
Before I die or after I die?
I have no idea. Yeah,
time will tell.
we were supposed to play Wolfenstein New Blood. We still haven't done that.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's upcoming.
Wolfenstein is a game I
Oh, I
actually
have
played.
it.
Oh, you
I
have
had
it.
for since release. That was could be 9 months ago.
The first generation Wolfenstein I have actually played.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I have
That's
not.
that's the grandpa of all shooting games. People say it's Doom.
No,
And it's
no,
not-
it was
it's not
very
Quake
very
either,
nice.
it's
It was a very
Wolfenstein,
nice game.
Yeah, it is.
I one of few games.
I actually have the
um,
newest. I have bought one of the new Wolfensteins.
Yeah, the first generation was very good at it when it comes.
Yeah,
And
it was.
I remember
It
it was one of the first game with acceptable look that I was playing.
Yeah, a 3D game, a 3D shooter also. That was
I think it was 89 or
before or after
88.
Christ.
I think it was before Christ.
Oh yeah, yeah. He played that also I guess.
Yes. With
But-
Pontius Pilatus. He was a big gamer, you know?
That explains a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we know every answer.
So the Romans was the first gamers.
Oh, that's possible.
And Oscars didn't know that.
Oh,
If he knew, he would have sent a podcast to them.
Probably.
Yeah.
But we
the
know
Roman
now.
gaming podcast.
Yes, precis. The Roman Gaming Podcast. And now we know that your history lesson was not so well
No.
performed.
No.
Yep. We have something to discuss. If you are looking, Oscar's history teacher,
Yeah.
we are not think you have managed.
I
to
actually
work
have
well.
a really high grade in history.
Can't be possible.
Yeah, it is.
Must be a nice grade.
No, it's a really high.
My as a former teacher, I think nice grades are would be being death penalty for nice games in that fight.
Oh.
Nice graders are not allowed.
Yeah.
Really bad.
But yeah, you should play the new Wolfenstein and see how it compares.
Oh, I would like to.
Yeah.
Another one on the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Will be not of games here.
The old man gamer. Oh no, you're not that old. And that name is already taken.
No. I'm not so old yet.
Oh.
I will not be in elderly care for at least 40 years.
Now the question is, will he prefer PlayStation 4 or Xbox? That's the only thing left.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about.
That's a
You'll
really good,
see. No,
Yeah.
sorry.
because that is a fight I don't want to touch. I have both. I have all the consoles
Ooh.
because I can't decide.
But I think,
A console collector.
Yeah.
yeah, I think probably the Xbox controller is nicer to hold.
It is. It's more ergonomic.
Yeah,
So you're taking the other one then?
No.
just to be rude.
Yeah, how rude.
Yeah,
Rude.
Yeah.
yeah. Xbox really feels your hand nice to hold. PlayStation a little bit smaller, perhaps a little bit easier. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, you remember the Duke, the controller at Xbox, the big one, the first Xbox controller.
Oh, barely. I almost forgot about that. Yeah,
It's huge,
yeah.
but it is good to hold.
We use keyboards for the first.
This will be controversial. I'm not a PC gamer.
All right. I have nothing to add to that.
No, I can
don't
see
really
the
care.
dislikes already.
Like PC, Xbox, PlayStation,
Yeah.
Switch,
Yeah, I don't care.
whatever you can be. If you're a gamer, you're a gamer.
Yeah, exactly. But
So-
I'm technically, I don't have time or money to update my PC anymore. That's the
Yeah.
reason. Because that's the most expensive path to take, PC gaming.
The last time I played Wolfenstein, we don't have any consoles, so there was not invented.
It is
So,
actually consoles in 1989.
we don't have one.
Okay, but there were consoles.
Okay.
Wasn't it
But-
Atari and stuff like that?
Oh, don't ask me. I don't know my.
Atari
I don't
has
know stuff on
consoles, but I think my friend bought a new Atari in 1988
And you played that with
for,
Ponzi Claus?
I think he paid 6,000 crowns then. And the console
sounds like
cost
PlayStation
at
3.
least free.
Aren't they still? They're still talking about that mistake. PlayStation did with PlayStation 3 because Xbox 360 was it
Oh, no.
350, 400 dollars?
Maybe.
Yeah, and PlayStation 3 was $600, I think, or something like that.
6,000 crown was pretty much money
That's
for
about
teens, even in Sweden, 1980.
Yeah, and that's
yes.
about today $600. Take it for 10. If you compare-
6,000.
today it's a lot of money. Oh my god.
6,000 crowns, 1988. I believe we are at least talking about. It's compared to 15,000 crowns today.
Yeah. And take away a zero and you get $1.
Yes, we are talking
Pretty much.
about between $1,200 and $1,500.
And yeah, nobody would buy a console for that. I would, but nobody else.
I mean, you're crazy. That's
Yeah, they
That's
just
the difference.
they can just release the console, take as much as they want, and I will join.
yes.
Yeah. What?
I mean, we are not surprised.
No.
We don't say that you.
Have you thought about? Darling has been gaming a lot. Have you thought about that? That they haven't changed the game prices in like about 15 years.
I haven't played that long, but yeah, I definitely thought about it.
Yeah, and
Well, actually, the notice I've changed is maybe a little bit slight increase.
I haven't
but-
seen an increase. That's
Or at least it
if-
feels like that.
If you count a normal store like electronic store in Sweden, we take like $60 in a way, all around.
Yeah.
$59.90 something in a normal store, like not in the expensive ones, and that has been the price for a long time.
Yeah.
And that could be the reason for the monetization schemes that everybody hates right now. Sad to say it, that could be the reason.
It
Games are more important, like more costly than ever to do, and we still have the same price.
We have also very low inflation in Sweden. The price and the price development in the Swedish society is very low and has been very low since around 1995
Yeah,
to 1998.
What I know, this is the world.
Mm.
With enough, and that could be the reason for. And that then comes the question: would you rather add a little bit up, or have the same monetizations like now?
It's a hard question to ask.
Because they're taking microtransactions. I have heard a Call of Duty example where they actually make you pay if you want to have a watch in the game that show your kill death ratio.
Wow.
That's a reason that if you can pay for different
Yeah.
things in a game, it's a way to making more money.
Exactly.
Because the price that you
Mm.
can take from the beginning is pretty much the same, because the development of price in the society, and especially in small rich countries
Yeah.
like Sweden, are what they are until say February this
and
year.
now comes my controversial thing. What about raising the game price instead?
They have probably thought
Instead of hiding everything behind microtransactions.
they have probably thought the idea, but for some reason they
Yeah,
don't
because-
think the consumer
Yeah.
are willing to pay.
And a lot of those free, I can understand the free games. I give them a pass on this. They're free games. Fine. You haven't paid anything for it. They can hide things behind microtransactions. Fine. They need to pay the servers and all that stuff. They need to pay them people that did the game. Yeah, they need payment as well. That's fine, but I would rather see if I take Call of Duty as an example, raise $10 than have these ridiculously microtransactions.
I mean, I think there's two ways to go with microtransactions.
Yeah.
either one, hide important in-game stuff behind it, and hiding like secondary, maybe like looks or for your character, or maybe new abilities that not super important, like behind a paywall. And I think that is two different things. Like
I don't care if they hide cosmetics by microtransactions.
no, I think that's very okay.
Yeah, and
But,
I actually like DLC, real DLC, not fake, not some kind of phony baloney weapon here.
I mean, if this
We're talking about a real add-on with a new area in a game, like a big one that was obviously not part of the real story. Obviously not part of the real story. I have that. Like that's fine.
yeah, I actually like that
if
many
it
times.
really shows that it wasn't a part of the real game, but like adding, come on, a death kill ratio clock. That was an example I heard at least that there is actually one. Come on, like
Yeah, that's
Or a
something
weapon in the
everybody dares to buy and maybe wants to buy. So why not?
yeah,
Economically, I can
yeah,
understand.
but they
Yeah.
are pissing off their customers.
Yes, we can be very agree about that.
Yeah.
But most type of business like this we are talking about here are an experiment.
Yeah.
Can we add something to our product who consumer are prepared to buy? We don't know for sure until we try.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fail and have to crawl to the cross. Sometimes they pass. And wow, we have 10%
Correct.
extra income.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Naughty Dog that we mentioned before has still not done this, haven't they? Have they?
I'm not sure.
not in my memory right now, but
No.
I don't know how it is like multiplayer
Yeah.
version of Last of Us because I never played that.
No, but
If
not
they hid
in the
something
original
there.
game, because I have seen companies done it in the single game. I'm not against pay to win in a single game. Fine, go for it. It doesn't affect my game.
Yeah.
I don't care if someone has pays to win. I don't care. They don't affect my game. But in multiplayer, oh. When
As you
obviously-
see, they are very, very interesting in games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in multiplayer, when you can actually pay to win to get a better weapon, oh, I get pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm,
EA have done that a lot of times.
but I'm playing a game right now that's single player only, and if you want, like, you have to collect some resources to upgrade your weapons. All right, here, pay real money to get a bunch of in-game resources, so you don't have to farm for them.
Yeah.
That's fair. I get some more points to make my hero better. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, because you're not
But-
affecting my game. That's fair in my opinion too.
Yeah, and it's stuff I could get normally in the game, but if I want to speed it up, here, pay some money for it.
Yeah.
That's yeah,
We
fair
have
enough.
the obvious example of Battlefield 2. The Star Wars Battlefront 2. That was infamous. Loot boxes also. Paying to get a chance to get something.
That's a
That's
lot
gambling.
of games now, though, that
That's
have
gambling. That's gambling. Well, yeah, but a lot of games are getting shit for it also.
Yeah.
That's
I can only say I realize now why I'm not playing so much games.
Don't you hear that, like-
I'm actually too uninterested to
Yeah.
pay these
You
things.
know, we can explain that thing. A loot box, like you get certain amount of items. You have different chance to get different things.
Oh yes,
Just
I'm
like a
with you.
gambling thing.
I'm
And
with
a
you.
lot of kids play games and they have no protection against that. So they're actually, in one way, advertising to kids.
Mm.
That is a problem.
And when the authorities go out with that, oops, they are selling stuff to kids who are not aware of that they're buying real stuff.
Yeah,
they
the
get on the fingers.
The European Union are actually chasing EA games about it.
And the Swedish consumer authorities too.
Yeah, they're chasing them. A lot of countries actually even said, if you don't take that away from this country, we will arrest someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very good things to do if you are a company and will be disagree and create disagreements with the authorities in the country you are in. That's a perfect way to do things.
Exactly. You need, like, you don't have a gambling license. Come on.
No.
Especially not against kids.
In
Absolutely
Swedish
not to
authority
minors.
has shut down things like that. Just because, you don't have a gaming license.
Yeah,
Feel you're forbidden.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of hitting our time limit. in a way.
Yes. It was very nice to hear. And
Yeah,
as usual, we will follow this up.
yeah.
Until next time, you will have a very nice evening. And a
Yeah, we
very
will be
nice-
back with everything, like everything we do as soon as possible.
Oh yes, we
A
will
lot
be.
of the things are out of our control, sadly.
Unfortunately, yes, but
Yeah.
you will have a nice good night.
Yeah,
And that was all for us.
yeah,
Nice
Bye.
to be here, Daniel.
Yep. Thanks for the invite.
yeah.
Being on the screen for the first time.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
nice. And thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll see you the next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.